Hey, good morning, Mr. Clay. Your watches are ready for shipping, and I want to go over each watch and basically care and wind and set instructions. So, one thing in common about every single watch from that era is, and this is most important, this is why I do the videos, the stem and crown. The stem is not secured to the movement with a set screw. As they started doing later on, and especially the Swiss watches and American maids, because of the difficulty of the early wrist watches with the stem and the sleeve, and keeping it secure and having it work for a very long time. And there was a certain technique to do it, and I'm going to show you what that technique was then and is now, because you own watches from that era. So, first of all, care. These are not waterproof watches. They're not modern, so keep them away from, of course, water. Don't wear them in the rain. I wouldn't wear them in the rain. It's like an old car taken out. It's a little bit better than an old car. You can wear it every day. If it's raining, don't wear it. When you're doing the dishes, of course, take them off. Don't take a chance on getting them wet. I clean all the cases with a little rouge cloth. And then a clean cloth to wipe it down, and that's all you need to do. Do it over the glass, everything. So let's go with the winding. We're going to only wind in one direction, not back and forth. Okay, so we're going to wind in the forward or clockwise direction, and a very slight pressure inwards, and take your time. So we're going to wind the Illinois first. And you can hear the click spring in there. It's like an old clock, and you're going to hold on to this one real tight while you're doing it. Go in the forward direction. And when it's tight, there it is. A little more. There you go. When it's tight, you'll know it. It's not going to wind anymore. So when you set the hands, now, instead of a pull out, a normal watch, it's more of a pinch behind the crown, okay? Pinch behind the crown. Out it comes. Do it again. It's a nice click. There you go. And then when you set the hands, you want to move them in the forward direction to set the time. Don't whip the hands around. This is a well-worn Illinois well-worn case with an Illinois movement. Of course, when we set the hands, push in the crown, and there you go. So the Illinois, we have the Illinois here, and we've got the Elgin with the winder crown at 12. Now let me give you what I think about this watch. This crown, the dial came with the movement, and this is not the original case. But it definitely fits the era. And so I believe that this is not an NOS dial, that this somehow slipped through the assembly line and it missed its final thing, which is at each of the hour numbers, there's a little tiny dinky dimple. And what this should have done before it went out to be used maybe in the field or in the military uses, there would have been a little dab of radioactive paint, so that it would have lit up at night. The hands are gorgeous. They're exactly what it would have had. This is the way it came to me as far as the movement, hands, and dial. And you're going to wind it the same way. And you'll see that the Elgin feels different, then the Waltham feels different, then the Illinois feels different. But the common thing is the winding mechanism. And there you go. When it's tight, it's tight. Pinch behind the crown. Move the hands in the forward direction. And you'll feel that this crown stem sleeve setup is a lot looser than the Illinois. Don't worry about that. It's the way it is, and it's fine. Should you have any issues, of course, later on down the line, you can always just let me know. So there we go. wanting to do 12. This particular Elgin, this is the other. This is the Elgin. This is a very, very early case, and I love this because you could tell the square, the more square, the more broad size on the case, just the whole shape and everything. This is a very, very, very early wristwatch case, and this dial. Particular dial looks very military, but it will only fit on 2 Elgin movements, early 1900s. So, which is really cool. So, same way when you wind, and this one's going to sound and it's going to feel different than the other two. Forward direction. I love this watch. I love them all. My kids. There you go. It's tight, tight. Pinch behind the crown. Forward direction. Set your time. There you go. The beautiful Waltham. Fancy dial, fancy hands, gorgeous watch. When you wind this, do the same thing. A little slight pressure in when you do it. Don't worry about a little extra clicking. When it starts to get tight, a couple of different movements will automatically sort of release so you don't overwind them. And when it gets to the end, that baby's at the end. Okay? Set the hands. Love those hands. Set your time. Push in your crown, and there you go. And last but not least, let me talk a minute about this Waltham here with this dial. I have only seen 2 of these dials, and the unique thing about them is these dials were both, the 2 dials that were the same as this, were found on a 6 size movement that was cut down to a 0 size to fit in a 0 case. And they cut the dial down at the same time. It's a very small amount, and of course it fits in the proper holes and everything. I never change dial feet. I never cut dial feet off and used glue or tape or anything like that. So this is an original. It's perfect. It fits that 0 size movement, and this is actually, out of everything, this is one of my faves because of the dial. So this is, I don't think you'll ever in your lifetime see another dial anywhere like this. Very few. There you go. It's wound tight. Pinch out. Forward direction. There you go. There you go. Enjoy, and thank you very much. And if you have any problems, you know how to get a hold of me, and I always stand behind my stuff. Thank you.